When you're going through it and, you know, you can't help but laugh at your pain.
Yeah.
It does feel very validating when someone that you feel comfortable with is laughing with you.
Yes.
Now, if it's someone I don't know and you're laughing, what the fuck is so funny?
It ain't that funny.
But when I look at my bestie and she's laughing, I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Like, you deserve some humor, baby.
You crack it up.
If my life is funny for you, let's laugh a little.
Yes.
I know what you've been through. You deserve to laugh.
Hi, friends.
It is us.
It is.
Your girls.
It is she.
Your homies.
It is me.
Your
it
besties.
Is we.
Your
It
therapists.
See.
The people who hold you accountable, make you laugh, talk a little shit, and then make you laugh some more.
I feel like that's a bestie.
I think
to me.
honestly, that's a bestie to me too. Cause like you can tell me about myself as long as you start off gently, and then you finish it off with a joke.
Right.
Which like I feel like we do. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know.
Do they think we do that?
Do we come too harsh?
I mean, but
all
I'm
the
not going
time?
to change.
I mean, I'm not, but I just want to know.
I
Like,
listen
is it
to you if you tell me I come off too harsh? Yes.
Of course. Will I change? No.
No.
But I'm gonna listen.
No, I will listen.
That's the difference.
I will internalize it.
Mhm.
It's going to be something I think about before I sleep.
I feel like that's something that people underestimate about strong personalities. It's like, I'm listening to you, but I'm actively sometimes deciding not to do what you said.
I know. Well, like some
Awkward.
people really don't listen, but yeah, I think actually it's more painful listening. I sometimes wish I was one of those people who just didn't listen and didn't care. Because as much as I'm like, I don't care, like there is a part of me, the Libra in me,
Yes.
that is very much like actively hearing your tone change. You make a little mean remark or a little too truthful, and I will take that with me to the grave.
My life.
AKA my bed. Like your worst thoughts happen right before bed, right? You're like, oh
It's
my
so
God, they
true.
were really mean to me. Oh my God,
Right
like,
when you wake
where
up-
am I going with my life?
Or right when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, like those transitional times.
Because they
your
say
day.
like that's when you shouldn't be on your phone. Like you shouldn't be on your phone before you go to sleep.
Wait.
And you shouldn't be on your phone when you wake up.
we should never be on our phones.
No, like
Like
yeah.
we should. What do
You
you
shouldn't be on your phone before bed or when you wake up.
So I should be on my phone all the time.
No. Are you like showing them an example of times that you don't listen? Like
We're actively playing the part, you guys.
No, this is a comedy podcast.
If you didn't know,
Yeah.
we are true comedians up here.
Yeah.
Actually.
Naturally.
Naturally,
It's like dead silent.
actually,
You're like
it's just like us laughing, and you know we hate that. You know, I actually hate
would you rather be laughed at or laughed with?
with.
Okay, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so as long as you're laughing, I'm fine.
That's what I mean. Imagine
Just don't like ever turn on me.
literally, like and that's the power of editing. Because either one of us could edit this where it just shows someone like being funny.
Right, and just
And just cuts out like the other person laughing. And it's just like dead silent. And it goes back to me like talking.
Yeah, like I was
Anyway.
straight.
But that's the thing. It's like, you know, reality TV is so dangerous. Because
Yeah.
when you were younger and you would watch The Hills, like you'd be like, why is there so much awkward silence? Like it's
show.
going back and forth between neither one of them saying anything.
Yeah.
And just staring at the other. And I'm like, wow, they like really don't like each other. And like you grow older and you're like, this is straight up editing. They will like show one of them asking like a super intense question.
Yeah.
Like, do you not like me? Like, I just didn't like that you did that. And it would just show the camera going back and forth between them staring at each other.
Right.
And you feel that awkward tension.
From a whole other scene, not when they were talking, probably even. You know what I mean?
create that narrative in
Yes.
your head about how they feel about each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
it's crazy because you think reality TV is real. And it's like, that shit's not real.
No.
It's just as fake as like the fictional shows you watch.
For sure. I mean, two of my favorite things. One is when Lauren Conrad talked about how, we were like one of the first reality TV shows, and she talked about how they made false narratives about her.
She did, and so did Spencer.
Did he? I mean, I don't follow Spencer as much, but I believe it because they were doing all kinds of crazy shit with the Hills.
He
It was a
literally was
great
like, they wanted me to
television
be
show,
the villain, and I gave them that.
I
And it
believe it.
actually
He was the villain.
damaged, you know, a lot of my relationships with people, and because I was good at it, obviously it became a thing. But like, they literally made me a villain, and I played it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't see a difference between a regular actress like Jennifer Aniston or Brad Pitt being told that they're going to be this character, and someone from reality TV with a producer in their ear telling them, do this, do that.
It's the
What's
same
the difference?
thing.
There's no
the
difference.
Same thing. And reality TV is actually very scripted. One of my favorite shows, I'm going to blink on the name. Hopefully you'll come in and help me. Do you remember that TV show that was kind of based off The Bachelor?
Yes, I do.
The Real. It wasn't The Real.
I know
you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Unreal.
I do.
I can't.
Unreal. I
was
think
it Unreal? Okay.
Yeah.
It's so great because it basically talks about The Bachelor, not directly, but how producers are in the background really puppeteering our reality television.
You know, it kind of reminds me of being a salesperson in a way, because you want the people that you're producing to believe you and to feel like you have this deep connection with them and that you understand them on a whole nother level. So, of course, when you're telling them, hey, I think so-and-so wants you to go and disrupt his date, I think he wants that from you.
Oh, my God!
And you look at your producer and you're like, oh, my God, like, this girl loves me. Like, we share intimate moments of our life together. Like, I know her, she knows me. Like, I will listen to her advice. And you go do that thing, and then you realize that he actually didn't want you there. And now you feel awkward, and now you are made to look like a fool on national television.
Yeah. Let's not even talk about the alcohol that's sometimes involved for certain shows. You know, we watch Love Island where we've agreed that they try and
limit their alcohol intake,
but that's not the case for other American dating reality shows. For most of them, they're not. I feel like that just takes a cue from the UK.
Actually, I mean, if you really want to cut the budget, get rid of the producers and get more bottles.
Oh, dear God. So, should we talk about some Zodiac couples?
Yes, I think we need to. So, if you guys were here last week, we got into this list that Maya found, and we only went through like the first two Zodiac couples. So, they put two signs together, and they give them basically this title of what kind of couple they are. And we did the first two last week at the end of the episode. So check that out if you want to. And then we're going to go through the list throughout the rest of our episodes. Yeah. Let's get into the next one. What is it, Maya?
So the next Zodiac couple is Cancer and Taurus, the nurturing partners.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I feel like, honestly, Cancer and Taurus just deserve each other. They do.
Please.
I'm sorry. Because I just feel like, who else is going to make you feel at home other than a Cancer and a Taurus? Like, they will tend to their home more than any other sign. So they're going to, Cancer and Taurus will expect the other to value their home time and their intimacy at home more than any other sign.
And I like the cardinal and the fixed energy together because... You know, and there's nothing wrong with a Pisces-Taurus combo, but I do favor. I mean,
I don't know. I'm being biased.
But I do.
Pisces and Scorpio were made for each other.
But I do favor Cancer with Taurus over Pisces.
Yeah, I feel like Cancer being an impulsive cardinal water sign, they need the groundedness of a Taurus. Like, Taurus isn't very reactionary. Taurus will look at Cancer freaking out, and although like Taurus will not invalidate Cancer's feelings, they will look at Cancer and be like, I'm gonna wait until you calm down, and then we can discuss
That's
it.
exactly what Cancer.
And Cancer's gonna be like, you go away. And they're gonna like run around. They're going to exhaust themselves, and then they're going to sit next to the couch with Taurus. And Taurus has made some food and will look at Cancer and be like, are you done? Let's watch our movie.
Right. Scorpio would be like, oh, you want to play, bitch?
No, you want to play?
You know? And Taurus will not entertain it in the same ways. But also I love how much both of these signs value family and want to provide ultimately.
Both of them value stability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, Scorpio's a fixed sign, right? And I think people confuse our fixed nature with being the same all the time. But Scorpio is also ruled by, you know, Pluto, the sign of like rebirth, and death.
They rise and
So
they fall.
exactly. So sometimes we are ready to let go of old narratives, and I think Cancer sometimes wants to rehash the things that bothered them. And sometimes Scorpio is like, I'm ready to let go of that. Are you ready to let go of that? And Cancer sometimes isn't. And that's fair because they want to talk about it more, but that would frustrate Scorpio and make us angry. Whereas Taurus, they would keep that calm demeanor that sometimes as Scorpions, when we feel emotionally volatile, we don't have the same calm demeanor that Taurus has. I can openly admit that. When we feel like someone wants to talk about the same thing over and over again, we will tap back to that place that we were when we first experienced that very thing and be angry, and we're almost ready to fight again. And Cancer almost loves that. You know what I mean? Because we're back in that passionate place. Well, and although it's passionate, it's not healthy.
I think you're hitting the nail on the head in some ways for me, because the fact that you're saying that in some ways Scorpio will let it go, but Taurus won't, is in another way why Cancer and Taurus to me are so perfect. Because neither of them can let certain shit go. And they will not let the same things go together, and that will validate their feelings further. You know what I mean? Because I think what you're saying with Scorpio and Cancer is when Scorpio and Cancer kind of diverge. Yeah. Right? And where Scorpio's like, Cancer, I ain't fucking with you. You being a little too crazy right now, right? Or like, I can't get down with this. Yeah. But I feel like in the sense of Taurus, they would be a little bit more like, I'm going to stick to my routine. I'm going to hunker down in it. And Cancer likes that. Exactly. Not always good, but I think it's supportive for them.
It is, but also it's nice in the sense that, like, Taurus and Scorpio can get along and they can be compatible. But also I feel like on the opposite end, that's why Scorpio and Taurus maybe won't get along. Is that, like, we will keep holding that grudge. You know what I mean? And in other ways, Cancer, being a cardinal water sign, will teach Taurus, let's move forward together, honey, because Taurus has that calm demeanor. Cancer will look at Taurus and be like, usually they can keep it together when I'm freaking out. So how about I, tap into my cardinal energy and help us move forward. And Scorpio and Taurus together, we can both be very, very stubborn. Yeah. And we will almost just feel like, I'm not letting go. Like, I'm not going to let you win.
Yeah, right. And I think in any partnership, there needs to be someone, there's give and take. And not to say Cancer is always giving or Taurus is always giving. It really is an equal give and take, which is why I really enjoy their energy together. And I think they really will nurture and support each other in the ways that works best for them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, both of them are lovers. And
yes, they love us.
Obviously, Scorpio's a lover too, but not in the same way that Cancer and Taurus are. Cancer and Taurus, sometimes they want to focus on the sweetness. And for Scorpio, that is compatible with both of those. I feel like we're not as compatible as Cancer and Taurus are with each other, because Scorpio, sometimes we need to tap into the negativity a little more, feel the darkness a little bit more before we can, move on to the happiness, to the gentle, energy. And I feel like Cancer and Taurus, it's easier for them to let go of the negative energy and just focus on the good. Scorpio, not so much. We need to first focus on the negative. We need to feel it, so we can let it go. Yeah.
But love these nurturing
signs together. No, it's together. Great.
Literally, I love
you guys.
this.
Both of you guys will feel
so much
seen.
Yes, and protected. Yeah, and both of you will show up. Yeah. In the relationship in the way valued. That you need. Yeah. I'm here for this duo.
Okay, so next we have Scorpio and Virgo, and we are the demanding duo. And ain't that the truth? People actually love putting Virgo and Scorpio together. We're very compatible. We're both very, very controlling, and we love to get to the bottom of things, both of us. So I think there's a mystery for both of us within the other.
Yes. I mean, I love the definition of the demanding duo, because both of you have expectations, I feel like, of your partner. And they're kind of different of what you kind of expect, but still you have expectations of your partner. So I feel like that's kind of why you initially attract to each other. You're like, I have these expectations.
Yeah.
Not everyone has these expectations in dating. And I see how you move. You're a little more private. You move a little bit more quietly. There's these things that how you operate and move are very
particular.
Similar and particular. I worry that is your relationship a secret? Is it too secretive sometimes? That's my concern with this pairing.
Also, both of these signs really, really are hard on themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's what attracts Scorpio to Virgo and Virgo to Scorpio is that no one is hard on themselves as much as we are hard on ourselves. When you get a Virgo and a Scorpio in a room and we start talking to each other and we feel really comfortable with each other faster than we feel comfortable with other signs, that's when the attraction usually starts of like, oh my God, like, I don't open up to people like this. And the other one's like, I don't open up to people like this either. You know? And like, it just almost starts pouring out like everything that we feel, every pressure that we feel about our external reality, the world, our families. Like, this is usually the bond that happens between a Virgo and a Scorpio. And that's why it's such a powerful bond, because for other people, it's really, really hard to tap into that energy within a Scorpio or a Virgo 100%. Connection.
Yeah. To tap in and get one of them to notice and like pay attention, I feel like you have to be showing out and really performing.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. Not to the extent where I'm like, hey, I'm flashy, because neither of them fuck with that.
Both of us we find it actually annoying when other people are like this. So that's when we look at each other. Usually Virgo and a Scorpio will see each other in a room when everyone else is doing too much. A Virgo and a Scorpio, that's when we notice each other. We're usually both the signs that kind of have this like space in the back of the room, and we see the other one observing. And we understand that the other one is very probably smart and really notices things that other people don't. So we know that they notice something about us and vice versa. So that's really where that attraction happens between a Virgo and a Scorpio, is that we know that they probably notice something in us that other people don't.
Yeah.
And it feels almost very intimate.
It does feel very intimate. I mean, just seeing from like the experience of how sometimes y'all be connecting in front of me, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did want to mention is that I feel like Scorpio being so loving deep conversations and being intuitive, there's something about their energy that loves Mercury.
Yeah.
They love to talk.
Yeah.
But I want to like maybe wave a little red flag of like be cautious, a little bit of Gemini and Scorpio. Like the way that Virgo and Scorpio connect isn't going to be the same as Gemini and Scorpio connect. Not to say that they don't and they won't have amazing conversations. It's just Gemini and Virgo are very different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes people or Scorpios will be like, oh, I'm loving this conversation with the Gemini, and they get excited, but they can't provide in the way that they're looking for in communication like it is with Virgo. If that makes sense.
Well, that's the thing is that like with Gemini, you can really, really talk about something that you're both interested in, you Scorpio and Gemini. And Scorpio, if you don't ground yourself and understand that Gemini will literally move on and talk to someone else about something just as passionately, you will almost feel like you've been duped.
You feel played, yeah.
And it's like, that's just Gemini with everybody. So like, don't think that because Gemini shared all this information with you that you're special. Because like, as Scorpios, we genuinely do feel special all the time because people are always oversharing with us. But Scorpio understand that Gemini's doing that with everyone.
Correct. So don't get caught up.
We usually actually read that about Gemini energy because we see how frantic they are and how they can't actually talk about the same thing for too long.
Yes.
Gemini is always moving from one subject to the other, and they're hyper passionate, if that's a word, about everything they talk about. So just be wary of that. And like, they're great friends to have if you got Libra placement Scorpio. I mean, I'm not trying to be shady, but like,
no, me too. Scorpio, I didn't mean to bring it up as a shady thing.
If you're a heavy Scorpio placement with no Libra and Sag, and there's Gemini that's just Gemini energy, not a lot of, Taurus and Cancer, you probably won't get along that much because you will look at Gemini and be like, they're too fickle, and they change their mind often. They're not very loyal, you know. And Gemini will look at Scorpio and be like, "You're too stubborn.
You're too intense.
Care too much. You're like, too sensitive." You know what I mean? So for both of them, it's that way.
Totally. I feel like Gemini is so much more enthralled with Scorpio. So I feel like it's Scorpio's job to be like, Gemini, this is cute, but it ain't it. You know, so I just wanted to highlight that it can be a little confusing, you know, because Gemini will be like, oh, I'm going to give you all my love and attention. But it's not long-lasting, Scorpio, as I'm sure you could pick up. But I feel like it is the Scorpio's job to delineate between that mercurial energy because you like both of them. Absolutely. You can chat and be friendly with both of them. I mean, truly.
To even talk about just friendship in general, like for everyone, I want people to understand that, and I'm just learning this as a soon-to-be 28-year-old, because I'm 27 right now, is that you will have different friends for different reasons. Like, don't get into friendships thinking, oh, this is going to be one of my new best friends. Like, you know what? Oh, my God, this is going to be one of my close friends. I'm going to bring them to my family. They're going to meet my boyfriend. They're going to come hang out with me in my apartment. We're going to have sleepovers. We're going to talk about deep shit. Please lower your expectations. You know what I mean? Like, lower your expectations. Even if they're capable of doing that, you don't even know if you want them around for that reason, because they may not even have the social intelligence, or you may not. And they might look at you and be like, why are we hanging out? So it's not always about them. Like, let me humble myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about managing your expectations when it comes to friendships as well. Like, you can have friends that are just over the surface friends. And like, I am just barely learning this. Like, I thought that I can't have friends that we're not talking about the deeper shit. Like, this is what I want to do before I die. This is what I went through by the age of 5. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. Like, you don't always have to have these deep conversations with everyone. And I think if you ultimately tell yourself that, you will be more open and receptive to the different kinds of friendships and relationships that you have.
Yes.
If you go into every new relationship thinking they're going to treat you like your bestie, you know what I mean?
You get fucked over.
You really are. You really are. So just manage your expectations and manage how often you spend time with certain friends. Like, if you're hanging out with your bestie, obviously you can be with them for hours and it feels natural and fun. But if you're hanging out with a friend that like is just over the surface, you make each other laugh, you're probably not going to want to stay after you hang out at their apartment late night, because it's going to get a little awkward. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about really, you know, sizing up the different types of relationships that you have in your life. And same for you. Really think about who you are to other people. I'm sure you give different parts of yourself and different amounts of yourself to certain people. And that's how you really set boundaries, and that's how you manage how much of your cup you have for yourself. You know what I mean? If you were to be the same kind of friend to everybody, like, that would be very exhausting.
Yeah.
And same goes for other people.
Yeah. And
you know?
It's also not all what they need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, I hate to say it like this, but you have to be different people for different friends. Not different people, because you're always you.
Absolutely.
But different friends need different things. Different relationships need different things. And if you think it's a one-size-fit-all, I can guarantee you people are unhappy in your friendships and relationships.
Yeah, it is.
That's one of the hardest things I feel like I had to learn is like, okay, I think I know how to love, but do I know how to love you?
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that is really important. I hope everyone heard me. Do I know how to love you? Do I know how to be a friend to you? It's completely different for each person.
And what do I need from you?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I think we get mad at people when they aren't able to show up for us in ways that other people do. But really look at them and be like, well, do I see them showing up like that for anybody else? Like, why do I feel like I deserve that part of them if they don't even show up for themselves that way or other people? Like, who are you to all of a sudden have them be the best version of themselves for you? Like, clearly it would feel nice if they did, but if they aren't in a place where they're doing that for themselves, like, it's really unrealistic for you to think that they're all of a sudden going to be that for you.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you, a god? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what, they need to believe in your essence and your energy to all of a sudden become the best version of themselves. And some people do. Some people do. Some people love you so much that they will change and, you know, grow in ways to nurture your relationship. But that's like 1% of of the times that it happens.
Even still, it's like you gotta work through it. You know what I mean? Even if I'm trying for you, I would like a little bit of grace to fail.
Yeah.
We're human at the end of the day.
And
you know what I mean?
Sometimes you need to cut it off.
Hell yeah.
And that's okay, you guys. And like, it's
go.
so hard to be in a place to hear this and really internalize this. But if it's meant to be, it will be. Like, if it's not happening right now and your heart's breaking, whether it's a friendship or a relationship or, you know, your mom or your dad or whatever it may be, and you're so sad about the fact that you may have to let this go because you guys, you know, aren't aligning with each other anymore. Yeah, there is a chance that maybe they'll grow and maybe you will too. And maybe you guys will come back into each other's lives. But I will say, don't leave the relationship expecting for that to happen. Mm-hmm. But you can leave the relationship and have a little hope. Like, maybe it will if it's meant to be, you know? But like, I just don't think it's realistic for you to stay in a situation in the hopes that like they'll change for you.
I feel like we were talking about this last episode of like
potential.
You can't date potential.
Yeah.
Like you literally,
friendship too.
You can't, like, you literally can't. I mean, maybe you can, maybe that's what you want to do, but
you're hurting yourself.
I will never, after being heartbroken by boys and women, my friends, you know what I mean? Like, I will never play myself like that again. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. Yeah. You know, like, there are things I can do to make sure these things don't happen to me. Yeah. To a certain extent. And I'm going to make sure I do that. Yeah. You know? Because, like, I value my people so much.
Absolutely.
If you don't value me in the same way, I will not keep you around. Yeah. And I want everyone to move with that energy a little bit more. Because I feel like some people, some signs, do not. Yeah. They have a harder time cutting it off.
Absolutely. And actually, I just recently watched a TikTok, and I'll post the names of the people that were on TikTok that talked about this. They talked about, and a lot of people related to it, and when I watched it, I related to it, about these friendships where people will literally think you're a good friend of theirs just because you listen to them. And I was shooketh because it really placed a meaning on a lot of the experiences I had. Like, people will literally call you a close friend just because for once in their life they had someone that just listened to them. Yeah. And if you run back all the times you guys hang out, they never asked you a question about you. So, like, you will literally never talk about yourself unless they ask you a question about yourself. And you've come to realize, wow, they've actually never asked me a question about myself. Literally. So, like, I really have never talked to them about myself. Like, they wouldn't be able to name one thing about me. But because I sit there and I listen, I actively listen, they consider me a close friend. Bitch, you're not my close friend. I may be your close friend, but you're not my close friend. That shit happened to me so many times, and it would be so awkward. You don't know anything about me. Yeah. And it was just so interesting, and I love that I watched that TikTok because it proves that a lot of people have gone through these friendships where other people have considered them really close friends because you actively listen to them, but they've never really actively listened to you or created this space for you to express yourself. Right. And I'm not the type to be like, all right, let's talk about me. Like, you know, let's talk about what I've been through. I feel you. Like, I'm not like that. You will actually have to, like, which is a problem for me. I really need to create that space for myself, and I'm getting better at that. But a lot of times, like, I'm not going to be the one that's like, hey, like, we talked about you now. Can we talk about me? Like, this is what I'm going through. This has been happening. Like, I just don't do that.
It takes a certain type of personality.
And it's a trauma.
For sure.
Probably because I wasn't asked that as a child. Like, it goes back to my childhood trauma.
For sure. For sure. I feel like, ironically enough, I do the opposite because I was so ignored. I'm like, listen to me. You want to talk, right? Like, and I've always said this. It's either a 50-50 split. Either you do kind of what has been shown to you, or you do the exact opposite. Yeah. You know, and that's with any type of trauma. Like, there are people who are like, I'm never going to do this, or people who say they don't want to do it, but ultimately kind of go with it. You know what I mean? And again, no fault to them. I'm sure it's not what they actually want to be doing, but you have to really unwork. You have to try really hard to unwork that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
If you feel like, okay, well, I like my friends, or I like my boyfriend, and I want to tell them, like, hey, you do this and it hurts my feelings and maybe you should ask me more. I think a great place to start is if you tell them this and their reaction is negative or extreme, you probably aren't in a place to change their mind. Like, if you tell them what you need and how they haven't been showing up for you and their reaction is to get mad at you or get defensive, that is your sign to just probably walk. I mean, I hope you're strong enough to walk away because you're not going to convince someone why what they did was hurtful. Like, you don't have time for that. I'm here to tell you that you don't have time for that.
I'm not going to convince you to have a conversation with me, basically.
Or because that's my side of things.
Comes down to. It's like, I'm not going to, like, fight my case so hard. Yeah. I feel like one of the best things in my relationship is that when I'm upset, I can say, hey, I'm upset. And he's understanding. He's like, hey, she's upset.
Yeah.
Even if it's not rational, like, I'm going to try and understand her because she's upset.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, that's good relationship. So, like Sarah said, if that's not what you're met with, drop them. Literally drop them. And don't be afraid to drop people. We've talked about this before. You're so much better without them. If you have a wish, you have a dream, you have a goal, and you're like, damn, why aren't I missing it? And you're still holding on to, like, this fuck boy, you know what I mean? Or this shitty ass friend. That could
or toxic family.
Yeah, toxic family member too.
Toxic job, toxic coworker, toxic boss.
It can
all of it. Toxic roommate, toxic living situation.
Yes. Anytime in any situation where you felt like maybe I didn't speak up for myself or I wasn't fully heard, they didn't fully understand me, these are the situations we're talking about. You know? I mean, since, like, you know, spooky season is coming up or whatever, I feel like I just needed to talk about that Tim Burton is doing a remake of The Addams Family. It's supposed to be, like, gory,
Netflix.
And I'm ready. Oh, is it Netflix? It's not on Netflix? I thought it was.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I don't know.
Can you Google it?
Yeah.
I saw a trailer, and I thought it was on Netflix because I saw her, the daughter, being in school, and people, like, bullying her and her doing some, like, crazy-ass shit.
Yes, it is going to be on Netflix.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yes. I saw the trailer for it.
Yes, I saw the trailer too. I know.
Good.
Remember where
and I'm so excited.
I didn't see it on Netflix, but maybe I did.
I'm
super excited. I feel like it's going to give me
it looked gory.
It did. It's going to give me, like, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You know how they redid it on Netflix and it was more like dark and devilish.
It was
like, I feel like it's going to give me
I know exactly that.
And I'm super excited. Also, I've never seen Tim Burton do a series,
I know,
so I'm kind of excited to see how that plays out as well.
I just have to say, you know, scary movies, some of them are scary, but every time there's a really scary movie and you're like, oh my God, why this person's so crazy? It's because they've been through some shit. And that is the typical Scorpio energy. I'm sorry, it is. It is. You look at The Ring, some shit happened to her. You know what I mean? You look at The Orphan, she probably sad. Like
oh my gosh.
These people have either been bullied or neglected.
Yeah.
And they need, well, some of them are psychos. We'll take those out. But the other people, they need some vengeance.
Need a little revenge.
For being fucked with. And although
Scorpio.
I do not condone, you know, murder and torture, maybe torture a little bit. This is what I truly enjoy about scary movies, is either people getting away from the person that is causing them pain, or the person that was fucked with coming back and getting some revenge. You know what I mean? Like, I truly enjoy that. Just like the whole, like, running away or like coming back and facing your fears. Like, it feels so good.
I'm sure it sits super, like you get a
home.
really hard dick.
It's home.
When you're Scorpio ass.
It hits home for me. Like, I truly feel like I was in my mother's belly and they were just playing some scary movies and I was just a baby. And I'm like, this is home. This is beauty. It makes me feel cozy.
I'm so amused. It really does, you guys. Like, it
Maya,
cracks me
how often do I fall? I mean, I fall asleep to anything, but how often do we watch a scary?
Asleep to the scariest shit, you guys. I mean, also my Sagittarius ass, like, I like happy things.
No, that's
but
fine.
I can get down with some scary shit too.
That's just like my Pisces boyfriend.
Her. You know,
he watches shit with me all the time, and then I'm like falling asleep as the scary show or movie's playing. And he's like, he changes it, and I wake up and I yell at him. I'm like, put it back.
No, that's literally it.
Like, why would you turn it off as I'm falling asleep? Like, I felt comfortable falling asleep right now.
Literally. Okay, did y'all ever watch The Proud Family? And you know when Penny would come and Sugar Mama was like falling asleep to her like wrestling or whatever, and she was trying to turn the show off, and all of a sudden Sugar Mama would wake up and be like,
That's me.
"Why you turn my TV off?" That's Sarah.
No, literally. But like, my thing is like, what does that say about me? Like, am I broken? Am I broken?
No. I mean, I say
do
no. No. You're trying to like make it better. I know so many Scorpios who really feel this way though.
It
you know what I
feels
mean?
really good.
Who like are literally on that demon time and like want to go to sleep to like.
Okay, on
you
some,
know?
can I
like,
be honest?
It's their lullaby.
Well, no. If there's like people watching that are like really like into like religion and like get scared, like, I mean, I don't know why you're here, because like, like you can believe in religion, that's fine, but like don't be all weird. If you're gonna be weird, leave right now. But like I truly do have crazy ass dreams. Like I have dreams about like, you know, people trying to kill me. I have dreams about like demons all up in here, and I truly just wake up in my room and I'm like, oh shit, that was scary, and then I fall back asleep.
Could not be
it's like, what shit, like, and would that be happening because I'm watching crazy shit? Probably. But also, that shit was happening before I watched my first scary movie ever. Like, at the age of 5, I would be having dreams about being in, like fire being everywhere and me screaming. Like, that's one of my recurring dreams from when I was 5. Also, I think a problem is that one of the first scary movies I ever watched was The Evil Dead, which to this day, it's like made in the 80s. So the graphics aren't good, but to this day, I think it's one of the scariest movies. Even if you were to watch it, if I were to tell them to watch it, they would think it's very scary.
I mean, I believe you. If you say scary,
even though the graphics aren't good.
It's scary.
But I watched that shit when I was like 9, and it was so scary. Like, it was so scary. I don't know why they let me watch that shit, but I was so obsessed with it that one time I went back and I put it on by myself just to see if I'd be scared. Because I wanted to see if it was, I'm crazy. I wanted to see like if it was just fake or if it really was scary.
Oh,
and it was scary. Confirmed.
Gosh. Okay.
And then Texas Chainsaw right after.
Speaking of spooky movies, and things that possibly changed your life, what's a scary movie that like fucked you up? You know, like you would low key. I know you would probably watch it again because you're down with that scary shit. But something that you were like,
I was the Human Centipede. Like, you know what? No, that wasn't even scary. It was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
But it was scary in the sense that like they found this weird doctor, like found these people and he did that to them. And the fact that someone can be so sick in the head and have these ideas about being fucking sick, that didn't sit right. Any gory, scary demon shit, whatever, like people killing each other, fine. That's fine. People are crazy.
She's like, cool
now,
with me.
The doctors doing some weird experiments and like having these ideas and like trying to bring it to life.
I don't like
that shit doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
Okay, there also was this one called The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Oh. And you would think it was like gonna be some demon shit, but it actually was some witch shit. And like when they did her autopsy or whatever, like there was like sigils written under her skin. And that shit was actually very scary. So I didn't like that. Didn't like that.
That makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know.
Not ideal.
I mean, the Conjurings are pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I would
the
say.
Conjurings,
but like they're home to me.
You guys, she's on another level.
No, like I love that it's like this family, and they're like going around and they're like helping people.
This family getting fucked.
No. I'm talking about the priest and the lady that like goes and does the exorcisms. Like I like that they're together, like doing these exorcisms. That's sweet, but it's very scary.
You're not. Okay, the scary movie that scarred me for life.
The Addams Family.
No. Okay. I don't like scary things, but I'm not a total biatch.
You know how many times I've fallen asleep forcing Maya to watch not even that scary of a movie, but a little scary movie?
I won't even...
And Maya's gone. She's like, I start dozing off, and she's in her room.
If I don't change it, like, I will change it or I will leave.
I'm like, bro, like,
even if she puts
we
on
were bonding.
Law and Order SVU, I'm like, too scary. Like, I can't fall asleep to this shit. Can't Law and Order SVU. You know I feel that way.
I know.
I
Maya,
can't.
I know.
It's too much. It's too much. I just love our friendship because literally you will fall asleep to fucking demons and like all these terrible things, and I'm like, I need an animated movie.
Just know, I will rescue you. I will literally.
Thank God.
Will you get me?
Of course I will. I fucking save you from your spiders.
Yeah, it's true. She does. You guys, not many things scare me. Spiders are that. And Maya loves her sleep, but she has woken up in the middle of the night many times for me to kill these spiders, and it means a lot to me. Yeah, no. Honestly.
I mean, that's the
thing.
Like,
honestly, you have no idea how much it means to me. Spiders are
people who really don't fuck with spiders. It's like I damn near killed somebody for you. No. You know what I mean? Like they were coming to attack you, and like
some of them were big.
Life. Some of them were really nasty. They were really mad.
And I have such trust issues that anytime someone kills a spider, I need them to show it to me. Like I hate when people fake it. They're like, I threw it out. I'm like, show it to me.
Oh my God!
I don't trust you.
That actually is super funny.
Like, because I've been faked before. They're like, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. It ran away. I'm like, so you fucking lied to me?
Don't lie to that Scorpio. Okay, super funny.
I will get a dream that you killed it but didn't kill it, and I will wake up on top of your bed like, so yesterday I had a dream that you said you killed a spider, but you didn't.
And I felt it crawling on my face. But I didn't really. But I know you didn't kill it. Okay, so I want to say, we had a roommate, another Scorpio roommate, who also hated spiders.
Oh my God, yes.
And there was one time I was chilling with her in the room, and she was like, Maya, kill the spider! And I was like, okay, yeah, boy, I got you. And I was like, And I tried to kill it, but I missed. I didn't kill it. And it
Did you tell her?
I lied to her. And I felt really bad about it. This is the first time I'm admitting it. She even asked me in the moment. She was like, Maya, did you really kill it? And I was like, yeah, boo, I got it for you.
This is my worst.
I would never do that to you.
I know. Fuck you, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
This is the beginning of a horror film.
I had to let you know. And if this person has happened to be watching, I did lie to you.
Oh my God.
And that spider was not killed in your bedroom. That's the only time I ever lied about killing a spider. I really did just like miss it.
Oh my God.
But also, I know, like, it would have literally been a wrap on the night.
No, dead ass. Yo, one time I didn't have anything to kill a spider. And if it's, lately I've been killing spiders that are a little small, but the big ones with the black butts, they scare me. So all I had was some Windex. I'm like, you know what? This seems like it kills things. I'm going to squirt that motherfucker till it drowns, till it can't breathe anymore. So I did. And it was like, like, and then it stopped moving, and I'm like, okay, it's dead. I'm going to go get the towel thing so I can pick it up.
Squeeze it.
I came back, it was gone. I'm like, that's a motherfucking radioactive spider now. Like, it has superpowers. Like, this spider has superpowers. It's been powered through Windex. Like, and I mean, it wasn't our last place, so I don't know where it went. All I know is that shit was powerful. And honestly, it was one of the scariest moments of my life.
The spiders that lived up in that house were fucking powerful. They were like on their demon time. No, everything was on their demon time in that house, but like the spiders especially.
Our house out of college was,
you guys. I mean, it was just chaotic. It was chaotic.
It was interesting, to say the least.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. They just don't even know. I feel like we have to like slow drip them. Otherwise, we're gonna forget. You know, too. Like, we'll forget. Just because we're living in such, like,
what if I want to
beauty and angelicness.
What if I want to forget?
I don't know. I think we have to say it one time for the one time. I don't know.
Don't worry. God will
because we're so strong and people need to know. Okay, fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, no one else has had to go through those crazy kind of roommates. I know this for a fact.
No, but we did have, we had one video at the beginning of our YouTube career where we talked about roommate rules, and like in the middle of that, we would like sprinkle like personal experiences. Okay, question for you.
Yeah.
We're going to ask this for each other.
Okay.
Because I think that's more fun. Okay, so, you know, we die, your best friend's going to hell, obviously.
See you there, bitch.
And then they're like, oh, like, here's a little fun. Like, before you go to hell, we're going to show you, like, why your best friend got in here, too. What video of me, what, like...
already know what video it is.
What slideshows? Like, what is, like, not too specific detail, like, what is playing of me?
Yes,
you're like,
of why you're not getting into heaven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I can't wait to go. My cheeks are hurting.
The general roasting. Like, you going in on anyone, like, Lord have mercy. Please don't let Sarah be your enemy because by the end of it, it's not good for you. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, like, crazy words, but, like, you don't like life. Okay, the other one is ending fuckboys. You know what I mean? Putting men in their place. You know, not to say that wouldn't get you into heaven, but just being like,
no, I wouldn't.
You ain't shit. You can't do that. Again,
not
necessarily not putting you into heaven, but I feel like the energy and extra finesse that you put on it would be like...
Well, God would be like, you didn't have to say that.
Right, you didn't have to go that far.
And I'm like, I did. I wanted to. Why should I stop?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think those are, like, my top two for you.
I love the roasting.
Roasting.
Because when I be roasting people, I'm like, did I need to say that? And I didn't, but it felt good. But
it feels so good to me.
It felt good, and that's what will get me into hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think for me?
Okay, for you,
Listening.
I genuinely... I genuinely think for you... Anytime you have ghosted people, or literally, anytime you have ghosted people will show up, and all the times when you've just been a straight up ruthless bitch.
No.
When someone asks you a question that you don't want to answer. Like, there are so many times when, like, Maya, like, she could answer the question.
But I don't.
But, like, she knows that she doesn't like how she's coming off by answering this question. Therefore, she will look at you like you're stupid, and she will gaslight you into thinking that you asking this question makes you a bad person.
Oh my God, I do. I love that. That's really great.
That's really sweet.
I'm so excited to see you in hell, bitch.
Me too. All I know is I'm gonna fall in there, and if you're not there, I'm gonna go to the fucking principal.
I'd be like, whoa.
I'm like, I want to talk
you
to the
fucked
devil.
up on this one.
No, I'm like, all these lower level demons need to get away.
How am I here and she ain't here?
No, for real. This is hell. This is hell. My personal hell is me being somewhere my bestie's not there.
Right. So you're purposely putting us in hell by separating us. Because that's
seriously.
the only real hell for me.
Actually.
Oh, ew, that sounds terrible. I don't want to go
say
to hell
that.
then.
I feel like we can't say that.
Yeah.
Because then they'll know that's our hell.
Ew. It's fine. We'll manipulate people.
Isn't life more fun when you're going
other?
through it with your bestie? Like,
Yeah.
I think about people that went to, like, the
1000.
Fire Festival, right? Like, I want to have the
Fire Festival.
Yeah, I do. I want two different study groups. People that were in the Fire Festival with bitches they didn't know. Like, you know, their little influencer friends. Let's go.
Yeah.
And the bitches that went with their besties, and they were going through that, like, not having a hotel, like, with their water. Like, because when you reach a point of delusion with your bestie, no matter what the circumstances are, at some point you just start cracking jokes. And
it's true.
And it starts getting a little bit funny. You know what I mean?
True.
But when you're in, like, a really bad situation with people that you don't feel comfortable with, it's so much more worse.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have to hide it. You kind of look at other people, and you're like, well, they're not overreacting, so, like, I shouldn't overreact. But when you're there with your bestie and people you feel comfortable with, you guys start egging each other on. You just get like a little look. Like, oh, you serious?
And it's rap.
No.
You're like, look at me. Look at me. We about to fuck it up. I hate this shit.
Let's start performing.
Literally. You ready, baby? Here we go. Y'all, we are actually tyrants. Like,
no.
We are
It's
tyrants.
actually a problem. Anytime
we're a great time,
Zodiac,
but, like,
no.
come on.
I mean, I'm growing and evolving and learning.
Listen.
I'm trying to control myself, but it's sometimes hard.
Come
also,
on.
I feel like the first half of my life, I was very calm.
Same.
And I was going through some traumatic ass shit, and I thought in order to be a good little child, I had to keep quiet and not express myself and, you know, just mind my business. So it honestly feels good to be in my later years and express myself when I'm uncomfortable and kind of joke and laugh a little, make a little jokey joke when I'm feeling
jokey joke
when I'm feeling like I'm being fucked with.
For sure. And I mean, I would also like to add on to that. I love all that.
Go ahead.
It's really nice when I have a friend to validate
our thirds.
These feelings that I'm going through too.
No,
you know what I mean? Because I know we're not alone in how we are feeling. So I know the people out here are feeling it too. And I appreciate that I have someone else to be like, hey, yo.
Yeah.
This was some fucked up shit, or they had me fucked up, or I'm about to fuck them up.
No,
I said fuck actually, a lot of times, but you feel my energy.
When you're going through it, I love when you cuss. When you're going through it and, you know, you can't help but laugh at your pain. Yeah. It does feel very validating when someone that you feel comfortable with is laughing with you. Yes. Now, if it's someone I don't know and you're laughing, what the fuck is so funny?
It ain't that funny.
But when I look at my bestie and she's laughing, I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Like, you deserve some humor, baby.
You crack it up.
If my life is funny for you, let's laugh a little. Yes. I know what you've been through. You deserve to laugh. Yes. Now, if it's someone I don't know and they're laughing, what's so fucking funny, you privileged ass bitch?
I don't like it.
My life is not humorous to you.
Right. You know, you said something that reminded me of, like, my past life, though, and I don't think you actually know this about me. I did not say a single cuss word until I came to college. Like, I literally made up other words to say bad words. I did not say fucking cuss words until I came to college. So the fact that I say I be cussing it up, I cuss up a storm. I swear to God, Sarah. I swear to God. Why? I did not cuss.
Why?
I just didn't. I just thought there were better words. I don't know.
Not in front of my. Well, actually, one time.
Now I'm still cussing from my family too. They gon' get it.
I'm so me too.
Me too.
I am so aggressive. One time when I was going through my teenage dirtbag phase. Exactly. Baby. I was being bad. One time, my sister will laugh at this now, I'm sure. She like called me to like lecture me about something, and I was just so over it. This was in high school. Yeah. And I thought I hung up, but I hadn't hung up. No. And I was like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. And then she called me back like 30 seconds later. She's like, what did you say? And I was like, I was gonna have a panic attack. Because the boldness.
Right.
And this other time, I was in like a changing room, and why were we shopping if I didn't want to be there? I don't know. I was in a bad mood. And it was one of those like fitting rooms where like it has like the little layer, like the door has those, you know, where you can kind of see, but not shape, but not like. And she says something, and the door was closed, and I was like, she's like, did you just flip me off? Like, why do I always get caught? Like, what is the problem? Why can't I be angry in peace?
Oh my God.
And yeah, those were some of my craziest. Like, what the fuck? I was such a tyrant, but not really, because I had gone through some shit, so I was finally releasing that energy in my teenage years. But it's funny to think about that shit now, because it was so embarrassing when it happened. But now I look back and I'm like, oh baby, oh baby, it's okay, baby.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, sometimes I think too, especially me too, like, and I think you can resonate with this. My family's older. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have people necessarily my age. So I think you could maybe resonate this too. Like, my family's older. Your siblings are older than you. Yeah. Sometimes when I would be feeling so frustrated as a kid. I'm like, you don't get me. And I feel like they truly didn't get you because they were in a different place in their life. And their advice didn't always hit. You know what I mean? And it hits now as I'm older and kind of I feel like on their level in some ways. But I feel like as a kid, I had such a hard time when my family was like, you need to do this or like be more understanding of this because I'm like, you don't get me. Absolutely. We're not here. You know, like you can't imagine how I'm feeling as a little kid right now because you're fucking grown.
Truly.
You know?
Truly. And like, honestly, even when I grew up and I've had these conversations with you, I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I was so bad. And just recently, I had a really enlightening conversation with my oldest sister, which is way older than me. Sometimes to me, she's the second mom. And she was talking to me about her experiences growing up and me. It was just like a very honest and honestly loving conversation where, you know, I'm an adult now. So we were really able to be open to each other. And I was like venting to her, like, I was so bad. Da, 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 da. She's like, Sarah, you weren't bad at all. She was like, compared to like us and like, everyone else, like, you were actually really good. And I was like, holy shit, really? In my head, I thought I was so bad. So, like, when she said that, I was just acting like a normal teenager, and I really wasn't that bad compared to everyone else sometimes. I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm done feeling guilty.
Right. And that's honestly the best part is like now when I'm older and we're on the same level, not really, because I still will always respect my elders and my family, right?
Obviously.
But we can have those kinds of conversations now where like
it's very enlightening.
Yeah, you were a teenager, but you weren't like the worst teenager to ever exist.
Literally.
You know?
Our hormones are ever changing when you're a teenager. So like I guess ultimately all you gotta do is first forgive yourself. You know what I mean?
That's actually the hardest thing.
And if your people are really, really mean and judging you, like that's all them. Like unless you did some crazy ass shit, you know what I mean? Most of us were just acting like normal teenagers. So forgive yourself, move on, and know that it's just a part of life.
For sure. And I feel like too, any adult that tries to point a finger at you, I think that just shows what type of adult they are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And how much they haven't forgiven themselves.
Exactly.
That's why they want you to keep reminiscing and living
in
your pain.
Yeah.
They know they're still holding on to that pain, so you should too. So and that's toxic. So just let it go and make peace with yourself. And if other people are trying to instill fear and guilt in you when you have already forgiven yourself, let those people go because they're projecting.
Yes. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, fuckboy. What did they say on F-Boy Island? F-boy, bye.
F-boy, F-bye.
Yes.
Toxic member of the family, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Thank you for kicking it with your girls while we get into a little bit of everything, honestly. Astrology, family shit, besties in hell.
Relationships, all the teams.
Season. Yes. We know y'all love kicking it with us. So if you're listening or watching, don't forget to leave us a review on whatever platform you're listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends. Show us some love.
Interact with us.
Truly, comment. Please comment because we would love to hear from y'all.
Because I'll be seeing all these views, but I don't be seeing all these comments.
Yeah, I care about what you guys have to say.
So
honestly,
let me know.
It makes me joyous
when
even
I can. If you just send like this, that's nice.
Interact with you guys.
I like that.
Absolutely. We love y'all. We hope Virgo season continues to be amazing to you, and we'll see you next time.